Israel has carried out airstrikes on Beirut's southern suburbs, saying it was targeting Hezbollah's drone production. The attack on Thursday night, the eve of Eid al-Adha, one of the most important celebrations in Islam, followed evacuation warnings for several buildings in the area, where Hezbollah is based in the capital. There were no initial reports of injuries. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, said it had identified a Hezbollah unit producing thousands of drones underground, funded by Iranian terrorists. The attack occurred despite a ceasefire being in effect between Israel and the armed group for the past 6 months. Lebanon's prime minister said he strongly condemns the strikes. Israel strikes southern Beirut on eve of religious holiday. 5 hours ago, flames seen in southern Beirut following Israel strikes. Israel has carried out airstrikes on Beirut's southern suburbs, saying it was targeting Hezbollah's drone production. The attack on Thursday night, the eve of Eid al-Adha, one of the most important celebrations in Islam, followed evacuation warnings for several buildings in the area, where Hezbollah is based in the capital. There were no initial reports of injuries. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, said it had identified a Hezbollah unit producing thousands of drones underground, funded by Iranian terrorists. The attack occurred despite a ceasefire being in effect between Israel and the armed group for the past 6 months. Lebanon's prime minister said he strongly condemns the strikes. "I consider them to constitute a systematic and deliberate attack on our homeland, its security, stability, and economy, especially on the eve of the holidays and the tourist season," Nawaf Salam said in a post on X. Thousands fled packed streets in the densely populated area following the evacuation warning, causing a traffic gridlock. Plumes of smoke then appeared in the sky. Lebanese President Joseph Aoun described the strikes as a flagrant violation of an international accord, while noting it had occurred on the eve of a sacred religious festival. The strikes generated renewed panic and fear on the eve of Eid al-Adha, the Office of the United Nations Special Coordinator for Lebanon wrote on X. Janine Hennis also pointed to the importance of diplomacy in addressing disputes or threats and preventing unnecessary and dangerous escalation. Israel's defense minister Israel Katz praised the military's perfect execution of the strikes, saying Israel holds the Lebanese government directly responsible for preventing violations of the ceasefire and all terrorist activity. Israel's military said Hezbollah's extensive use of drones was central to its attacks on Israel, calling the activities a blatant violation of the understandings between Israel and Lebanon. There was no immediate comment from Hezbollah. An hour before the airstrikes occurred, the Israeli military's Arabic spokesman, Avichai Adri, ordered residents living in the neighborhoods of Hadath, Harat Reich, and Borj El Barajna in the Dahi area to evacuate. "You are next to infrastructure belonging to Hezbollah," he said in a social media post that included a map identifying specific buildings. Israel and the Iranian-backed Hezbollah fought an escalating conflict for 13 months from 2023 to 24. It culminated in an intense Israeli bombing campaign and ground incursion into southern Lebanon in October. Lebanese authorities say Israel's attacks killed about 4,000 people there, including many civilians, and led to the displacement of more than 1.2 million residents. Israeli authorities say more than 80 of its soldiers and 47 of its civilians were killed in the hostilities. Israel said the military intervention was necessary to dismantle Hezbollah installations near the border that it argued a UN peacekeeping mission had failed to stop. Its stated goal was to allow the return of about 60,000 residents who had been displaced from communities in the country's north because of the group's attacks. A ceasefire struck in late November between Israel and Lebanon, but not Hezbollah, saw Israel withdraw, while the Lebanese army took over policing southern Lebanon. The agreement also stated that its commitments do not preclude either Israel or Lebanon from exercising their inherent right of self-defense, consistent with international law. Israel has carried out airstrikes in Lebanon on targets it says are linked to Hezbollah in the months since. In April, Israel attacked what it described as a Hezbollah store of precision-guided missiles in the same Dahi region. Earlier the same month, it launched a similar strike, killing a Hezbollah official and 3 other people, Lebanon's health ministry said at the time. Lebanon's government said those attacks, as well as the continued stationing of Israeli soldiers in 5 locations in southern Lebanon, constitute violations of the truce. Fighting between Israel and Hezbollah escalated after Hezbollah fired rockets at Israeli positions the day after Hamas attacked Israel on October 7, 2023, saying it was acting in solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza.